What's up, everybody, and welcome to a little weekday wagers on a Thursday. I am your host, Daniel Greer, and Robbie will be joining me very shortly. But if you're missing our shows throughout the week, Monday through Friday, today is Thursday, we go live at 2 p.m. Eastern. It's a 15 to 20-minute show as of late, and then on Fridays, we go a little bit deeper into the bag, and we get over the 30-minute mark, sometimes into the 45-minute mark. But we always want to make sure that we give you the goodness of weekday wagers on a Friday. But we're looking ahead to the 4th of July. And with Robbie today, we're going to get into the game that is starting within the hour here shortly within the Rockies, but also the Astros. We're going to give you our two plays, give you the Daily Dinger. And then the very last part of the show, everybody's favorite, is the TV timeout. But let's go ahead and get into what we have today with Robbie. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, DG? It's been a minute since I missed Friday. I feel like I ain't seen you in months.
No, it has been a minute, but we're going to get down into a little bit of what we have today on the docket. And as I mentioned off the top, we're going to go ahead and look at the game that we're watching as the wager watch list. And so let's go ahead and get into it, because we were talking before the show, and we probably started 30 seconds late because we were discussing a couple different players. But let's go ahead and look at this game in general. And we go ahead and start off with the Astros batting order here. And as you can see on your screen, this is against left-handed pitching. So anything that you're looking at within this Astros and how they would possibly go up against this Rockies team?
Yeah, well, Kyle Freeland's not the best pitcher. I think you guys talked about that this morning. But he's really not good against the leadoff spot or the third spot. So you got Isaac Paredes, had him yesterday, and then Jose Altuve. Both of those guys are in prime spots to go yard on him. I like those two guys tonight. Christian Walker, we were discussing him before the show. You can look at his metrics. I think he's like 12 of 35 versus Freeland, has 2 home runs, but don't be fooled. He has not been great against left-handed pitching this season.
Yeah, if you look at this, you see Christian Walker in the 5-hole, 409 lifetime on 22 at bats against Freeland. He has had, the hitting, the slugging, on base, all that is great. And even Chuck played him to have, an RBI today because, one, they are in Colorado. But Christian Walker has not been playing well. And so I wanted to dig in a little bit more. And so just as we were showing you earlier, that looks great in the years past. He hasn't faced Freeland this year, I don't believe. And so if you look at these numbers overall, just this season, 154. That is abysmal. And I think that's what you have to take into consideration. Maybe he wasn't the player that he once was when he was with in Arizona.
Yeah, it could be lineups too. Different team. Arizona, I mean, they're in Colorado, so you're in a good hitting environment. But yeah. Arizona is a great hitting environment as well, so maybe that played a factor into it. But he doesn't even have a home run against left-handed pitchers this season. So I definitely wouldn't touch that prop. Saying that, it's Thursday, he'll probably go yard because I'm not touching it. But the metrics and the analytics say don't do it, exactly. Even with his head-to-head matchup with Freeland.
Yeah, and we can look at these pitchers a little bit. Let's go ahead and dive into them. As you can see on your screen here, they have Brandon Walter. I honestly don't know a lot about him just in general. He's got 29.2 innings pitched just on the season. Compare that to Kyle Freeland, who has been one of the more consistent starters for the Rockies. They're at 77.2 innings pitched. Any guy that you would rather target over the other? Because one, Walter is younger, but also he doesn't, hasn't played as much, hasn't pitched as much. And from my understanding, he's also a reliever on a consistent basis, but I think he's going to get the start today.
Yeah, so he's pitched right around, like you just said, around 29 innings, allowed 5 home runs, 4 of those coming to the right-handed batters. He does have about 1.46 home runs in his last 9 versus right-handed batters. Looking at that Colorado lineup, if you could pull that back up, I just need to see. My list isn't confirmed for the day, so it's not showing who's batting where. Yep. 4th and 5th is what's showing. So Ryan McMahon may actually be a great spot today. He does hit the ball well. He is known to hit some home runs. So Ryan McMahon may be a look. There's another guy I was looking at, Jordan Beck. If you look at his numbers, he looks like a good spot today. He's not batting in a weak spot, but like you said, there's not many weak spots because he just hasn't pitched a lot. But if I'm looking at anybody, probably Jordan Beck and Ryan McMahon today.
All right, let's go look at Jordan Beck real quick. Just looking over his last few games, He's very hot and cold, and in all
Yes.
honesty, he's had 3 hits. I'm sorry, he's got 1 hit. Sorry, that's a 1.5 number. My God, that's so terrible. He's had 5 of the last 10 games. He's had a hit. So I was trying to look at these stats from Doink Sports, who we love to have them, and we love to have their graphics. It allows us to dig in a little bit more and get you the more in depth look at this team. But just in general, you can look at these lineups, and as you're targeting them and seeing how to maybe go against them, maybe who is hitting against left-handed pitching more than others. But Jordan Beck there in the 3 hole might be a good look. And so you can target this game however you would like. But if you're going to go ahead and target it, make sure you go ahead and dig in a little bit more, because just as we were talking about, as we were showing right here, just with Christian Walker, 409 average against Freeland, but then you dig in a little bit more and it's 154 against left-handed pitching on the season. So you can take that as you want. Maybe he's due. We all know about Nico Horner. He was due, and now he's hitting bombs. We missed the train on him a little bit too late on that.
Yeah. I will say, so Jordan Beck, it's not home run metrics, but in his last 3 at-bats against left-handed pitching, he has hit the ball well over 250 feet. He's had a double, single, and a double, and that's just his last 3 versus left-handed pitching. So maybe not target the home run, but maybe look at total bases or throw him in a hit parlay as well.
Okay. Well, that's a very good look. I like that. All right. Well, that is the wager watch list. That is the teams that we're targeting. We do have some chat questions we want to get into. Joe's asking about a 4th of July show tomorrow. As Robbie says, yes, we're doing a 4th of July. And shout out to John K. being able to finally catch us live. Thank you for hanging out as always. And then, yes, Joe's asking about Mark. Mark isn't here. Maybe Mark's busy. I've been slam busy the last 2 days, and I completely missed the show live. So I was slam busy, was not even able to watch it live. I don't even think I've watched more than a minute of both of them and going back just because I've been busier. But maybe Mark is just as busy as I was on his days off of doing weekday wagers. All right, well, let's go ahead and get into our plays today as we have you up first. Lead us off there with Willie Adames.
Yeah, going big Willie today. Willie Adames, 2+ hits, runs, and RBIs at +100. He's 5 for 6 versus Brandon Pfaadt. 1 home run, 1 single, and a double. He's cashed his home run, hits, runs, RBIs props in 7 of his last 10 versus Arizona. So he's batting against them well. He's batting second, which is actually a pretty glaring weak spot for Pfaadt. He's given up the most home runs and RBIs to the second position. Adames also does most of his damage on breaking balls and off speed, where that's where Pfaadt kind of relies heavily on, especially when it's a 2-pitch or 2-strike count. So I really like Willie today. I don't mind his home run either. He has 4 home runs in his last 20 games. So I think you could get that. I got it at +575 this morning.
Well, that's one way to look at it. And I wanted to make sure we start bringing up a little bit more of the graphics for our plays. That way we show you a little bit of what we're looking at, how we're getting, down to this. But also you're going to see a lot of these graphics when we post our plays on Just a Stat Sports, because I know you've been doing them and I've been doing them a lot lately, where we're giving you the graphic that we're pulling off of the internet that we use to get this information. So it's always a good chance to go ahead and look at it. But I like that look on Willie.
Yeah, I would like to actually know, even if the chat wanted to chime in, do you like more graphics, something better visual to look at, or do you like more words? Like, some people really don't want to read a lot of the stuff you put out there. They can see a graphic, they can see why you picked it. So I'd be interested to know if they like that or if they like a very wordy explanation of everything.
Okay, very good. And you're talking about Just a Stat Sports because when you pull it up, if you're not a member, what are you doing? Honestly, use the code BTT30, get your first 30-day free. But when you see it on your screen, it gives you the, obviously the play. Let's just say Willie Adames 2+ hits, runs, and RBIs +100. Under that, maybe a short, bullet point here or there. That's what I've been doing lately. And then the graphic, that way it gives you, more in depth. Or do you even care about the graphic? And do you want him to give a full breakdown explanation of why? And so maybe if you like a certain way or another, and if you see this back, feel free. You don't have to watch it live to tell us. Go back, look at the plays, and then give us your comment, whether it's to us directly or whether it's just on the show on the comments. And so I'd love to be able to see that, because it's a great topic right there. All right, let's go ahead and move on to my play here, and I'm going to go with mine. That's going to be a little parlay. It's a Dodger parlay. It's Dustin May 2+ walks and the Dodgers money line. I expect the Dodgers to win. They're going, up against the White Sox, who aren't very good. I think that they win at plus 112. You move it from minus 165 to plus 112. For if you look at this, Dustin May, just over his last 10 games, is doing 2+ walks. Kansas City does not walk at all, and he gave up 3 to them. Washington, not a great team on walks, and he gave up 2 to them. I get over here, if you look on the right side against the Sox, if you look at the base on balls graphic, it's 1.8 is what they average. But in all honesty, I don't look at that too much. I'm more going to weigh that more to the pitcher. And so because of that, I think Dustin May gives us 2+ walks here, especially even though the White Sox do suck. I still think that we still get a little bit of a walk, a little carousel. Put a quarter in the carousel, let the guys go around.
Did your 8-ball help pick this one? Because it picked a great one the other night that you posted on X.
Yeah, sometimes you shake it just right and it gives it to you. So, sometimes that's what you have to do. Just like the Daily Dinger. Speaking of the Daily Dinger, we have my 8-ball selection. I don't know who it's going to be just yet, but you already have yours on tap. Who'd you got today?
Yeah, I went Riley Green. I actually got him at plus 310, and I'm still kicking myself for not taking him in that day game yesterday. The metrics were there. It said take him. I don't know. I was busy at work, didn't take him. But today I'm going to take him again because he's red hot right now. He's drawn a perfect matchup versus Jake Irvin. He's been one of the most dangerous left-handed batters right now in the league. He's launched 3 home runs in his last 5 games. And Green's history versus Irvin, it's limited. He's 2 for 4. But the bullpen is what you want to look at today. It is a travel day. So Washington may go to the bullpen early. He's already took their bullpen for 2 home runs and just 6 at-bats. So love me some Riley Green again today.
All right, go ahead and play Riley Green, and guess what time it is? It's 8-ball time. All right, Robbie, you're the only one that's got one right for me so far. I need you to do it again. Who are we going with today?
Well, let's do it in the next matchup because I've got to play on Isaac Paredes. Let's see if he's going to hit a home run tonight.
All right. Better not tell you now. I'm guessing we have to move past him then, right?
I guess that, yeah, we may have to move past him.
All right, let's go to somebody else. What are we doing? Because Joe said he hit a Yelich plus 600 last night. Okay. He's worse than me at home run prop. So who should we go today?
I'm just looking at a game real quick. Jazz Chisholm. Let's see what Jazz can do.
I thought he broke his hand or something. He didn't do that?
Okay. He's expected to play. No.
All right, Jazz. Without a doubt. Wow.
That's plus 550 right now. You go take it. Plus 550.
All right, plus 550. Go ahead and let's go ahead and hit on Jazz today. Plus 550 to go the yard with my Daily Dinger. So I haven't had a chance to do it. And I guess last week is the last time I actually hit one. And that was with you. But I have a question before we move off of the Daily Dinger. What is Will Smith doing on the screen?
Because I picked him to have a home run tonight as well. I know Mark just put him in the chat, but he's actually doing really well against the matchup today. I know we're not talking about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but we're talking about the LA Dodger. Let me pull it up. I can tell you some of his metrics. So Will Smith.
I just want to know about the dance. Like what is happening on the screen? Like I know Mark likes it because of that. They probably dance the same, but what is that? What is that dance?
It looks like the Carlton dance, which would fit perfectly with his name, Will Smith.
No doubt. All right, give me some numbers on Will Smith, and why does Mark like him?
Yeah, so Smith has 2 at-bats, 2 hits, 2 home runs versus Savale tonight. I did grab his hits, runs, and RBIs. It's juiced. It was minus 140, but he has hit that in 8 of his last 10 as well. It's not a bad matchup tonight against Savale. Okay.
Well, we also have another one here, and that will be looks like it is Cam Smith that we're looking at. And so Taj just giving us Cam Smith. We've already just discussed him earlier in this game. And so let's go back and look at him again. Versus left-handed pitching, Cam Smith, 289 on the seasons, had 45 at-bats, 4 home runs in those 45. Does he have nothing against Freeland at all? So do you like Cam Smith tonight coming from Taj?
I do. He's hitting the ball well against lefties. I think he faced Gomber yesterday. He had one go 344 feet. It was a field out. So he's hitting lefties really well. Jacob Lopez on the 19th hit it 320 feet. And then JP Sears, 413 feet was a field out. wasn't a home run, 413 feet. So he is hitting lefties really well. So I don't hate that look at all.
Okay. Well, we like it, Taj. And also, Nonsense McGee has thrown up his bet of the day, Otani, Raleigh, Judge. I'm guessing these are all homers. Gotta be.
Yeah.
But also, he has Acuna to go the yard, but also Paredes, as you were talking. Listen, the 8-ball said no, but last time the 8-ball said no to Nonsense McGee, maybe they're not friends. He went yard again. So maybe Nonsense, you are 8-ball exempt. But I'll be watching tonight about Paredes. Even though he did say no, 8-ball just said, get back to me. Not right now.
Yeah. He's checking the stats.
Sometimes the 8-ball, we got to give him a break. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our last thing. Usually the daily dinger is, but on Thursdays, it's all about a little TV timeout. So we're going to have to go ahead and go with what we're watching today. What have you watched, or what should the people be watching? I know you've been watching some shows and I haven't finished, so don't spoil it for me, but anything that you're watching just in general.
Yeah, me and Mark kind of discussed Squid Game yesterday. It's too early for anybody to actually see it, so I'm not giving out any spoilers on it. Another good show is The Bear on FX. I know it's on Disney Plus if you have that subscription. I love The Bear. I'm in the middle of that season right now. It's a really great show.
Okay. So a real quick synopsis on Squid Games 3. You're not going to give anything away, obviously, but why should people watch? What should they look for? And maybe do you think that they'll be disappointed maybe because of the way it ends?
The season itself is good. The episodes are good. The games they play are good. The one where the little boy and girl are doing like the jump rope thing, it really expected more out of that one. It kind of let me down.
Okay.
And then you get to the last episode, and I'm not giving anything away. I was disappointed. I was very disappointed, especially because of how hyped it was. Also, the director took 8 years to create season 1 of Squid Games. So I think maybe all the hype and everybody wanting to watch it, I think maybe they should have given him a little more time and it could have stuck the landing a little better.
Speaking of that, okay, so I went back and watched the making of it. And if you haven't seen, if you're a Squid Games fan, go back and watch the making of Squid Games. You can see, I think it's, you can probably see season 2, I know, and maybe even season 1. I think I watched both of those. But I was looking through it, and it was very interesting to see what the characters in real life knew about the stages, how they were all set up, and all that kind of fun stuff. And that's a more in-depth look, which is cool. But why do you think that they rushed season 3? Because season 1, obviously, like you said, it took 8 years to make. And then season 2, I believe it came a full year, if not more after that, right?
It felt like almost 2 to 3 years after that.
I thought so. I thought it took a while. And then 3, it seemed like they were pretty much 6 months and you had season 3. It didn't make sense.
Yeah. Money, man. Netflix broke it up. I think the last season only has like 6 or 7 episodes. I'd say money's a lot of it. I will say, and it's no secret, no spoiler, they are doing an American spinoff of the show. The director's name's escaping me right now, but he is a good director. So a lot of people are actually more hyped for the American spinoff because of who's directing it. I would like to see what games they play. They do a lot of Korean games in that show. I wonder what kind of games they would do for Americans. Like what would be the child games that could actually potentially kill somebody.
Yeah, right. That would be interesting. And I'm curious if he made season 2 and it was a little long and they were looking to condense it as the last season. And the Netflix exec said, listen, just leave everything in. Let's go ahead and just split it and make it longer instead of having to cut out so much stuff. And let's just, reap the benefits off of 2 seasons. It won't be as awesome, but still, as you said, the season was good, but the ending just didn't stick. So maybe they just messed it up, or maybe they just, I don't know, had a different vision than you had.
Yeah, I think I hyped it up a lot too because I was very excited for it. I was watching all the YouTube stuff, like all the theories and all that stuff when I'm trying to work. That's my background noise, basically.
I like it.
So I hyped it up quite a bit in my head, but I asked other people, I watched YouTube videos after it to see if I'm just overhyping it. A lot of everybody else I talked to felt the same way I did. So
interesting. All right. Well, right now we just finished The Better Sister. I believe that might be on Paramount. I'm not exactly sure. Let me no, you know what? Didn't you tell me about a show on Paramount? Is that right?
Mobland. That was the show on Paramount.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking. So Better Sister is on Amazon Prime. I knew it wasn't on Netflix. So Amazon Prime. It does the lead person is Jessica Biel. If anybody remembers her from what's your most famous Jessica Biel like just film just in general?
Summer Catch.
Gotta be Summer Catch. That's the first thing I thought of was Jessica Biel in Summer Catch. She still looks amazing as normal, but she is really good in it, and I enjoyed her in it. The all the actors and the actresses are all very, very good. It is as Mark's saying right here, the Better Sister. It does have a lot of good twists, and so go ahead and watch the Better Sister. It's enjoyable. I believe it 6 or 8 episodes. It's not crazy long, but it's very good. It does take a little while to really get invested in the characters, which is normal. But by episode 4, you're in. Like once we got to 4, we were locked in all the way till 8. Like we had to turn it off at night so we'd go to bed, and so that kind of stuff. And so go check out the Better Sister for sure.
Nice.
Yes.
My wife also wanted to say sorry to your wife for having to watch House of a Thousand Corpses. I told her the story you told, and she goes, "Oh God," she goes, "That's a terrible movie." Y'all don't. I love it.
We didn't make it far in that, so no apology necessary. She said, "All right, I'm good on this," and I agreed. Young Sheldon from Nonsense McGee, he said he's in season 7, episode 6. Have you ever seen any Young Sheldon?
Yeah, so my wife actually liked that show. It's a good show. It's a good if you're working background. I need something I don't have to just focus on. So that would be an actual show that I put on in the background while I'm working. Yeah, that's a good show. I like it better than Big Bang Theory, the show, the whatever it was. I guess that was before Young Sheldon. I'm
not a Big Bang Theory guy. Like I never could get into it. Just like the 70s show back in the day, the same vibe to me in a sense. I couldn't get into it. It just seemed like I wasn't their target audience in a sense.
Yeah,
they're cool people doing bad things around the scene, but the show itself I just could not get into, and so it is what it is. But that's it for the TV time out, and that's it for Weekday Wagers today. We'll be back tomorrow, and Mark will be joining us. He was in a 1-day timeout because of his mute button incident on the Coaching Company show today. So we're not having Mark on today, unfortunately, but he'll get out of timeout tomorrow. But we'll see you all tomorrow on a beautiful 4th of July. See you then.